Hello there, Qckslvrslash here, and today I have a video in the Tier 8 British cruiser, the Edinburgh. And I have been working my way up this line as fast as I can. I know people got to the Minotaur faster than me, but I think this is the quickest I've ever made it to Tier 8 in a brand new line. And I have been having a blast. And one of the things that makes this line enjoyable to play, at least Leander on, is the ships don't really change. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. And that seems to be the trend with these British ships. The Edinburgh has the same triple-barreled turrets as the Fiji. She's a little bigger, eventually gets upgraded torpedoes, and a little better range, both of which I don't have. I only just got the upgraded hull, which increases the AA, a few extra hit points, and some better maneuverability. So right off the bat, on north, my plan is to try to get up under this kind of island on the west side of sea. I want to get in here, lock most fire, because I expect most of their team to actually be going over this way towards Bravo and Alpha. So if I can get in here, I'll be safe from fire, and I get detected pretty early on. Obviously a destroyer. There's their smokes. Now it's kind of just a patience thing. I pop off my torpedoes and I'm kind of looking at where the enemy ships are and where my detectability is, and I figure I can get in there, use my hydroacoustic, detect them in their smoke, pop my own if necessary, and eliminate one of their DDs really early on in this battle, and that can really change the flow of things because battleships just become safe. So I do get detected there, pop the smoke. I was already coming down in speed. Fortunately, just get inside detection range of that hydroacoustic. And what is going on with this replay? They are jumping all over the place. That's a little weird, looks to have smoothed out. I get a little fortunate here that the Loyang put those torpedoes where they did because I was already in a stern. They'll miss me. I get the kill, and I'm taking some big damage from that Miyoko there, but I want to get this Pensacola first. I want to put some hits into him. I'm going to lose shots on him first, so he's my primary target. And I am going to get moving again here shortly, well, mostly because of the Miyoko. Inside 10k, probably torpedoes in the water. You don't sit around and wait to find out. And that's just one of those things that anyone who plays this game a bunch should know, and yet there's people who don't seem to know that. Like, pay attention to the cruisers around you. Oh, Japanese cruiser, 10k? There's gonna be torpedoes, don't sit still. Yet many do. So I fire at that Miyoko. Unfortunately, by the time I pulled the trigger, they had been undetected, so my rounds connect with that island. And I'm going to join our Fubuki here, going through this strait over to Delta, because I've got a pair of cruisers down to the south pushing around, another one behind me. To me, it just makes sense to support them. I know at least one battleship's over there. They've got a DD that's now spotted. I know there's going to be a pair of cruisers. There's going to be a lot to shoot at, and hopefully a lot side on. I'm only a minute out from my smoke. I'm also really hoping that this Fubuki uses their smoke as they come out of this channel, giving me a great place to hide. Now, I never asked for it in chat, and maybe that's why I don't end up getting it. Personally, if it was me, I would want to be smoking in here. I don't know that I would drive out. I'd probably start it about there, turn left around that point in front of him, and just kind of start heading to the north, back in with the cruisers on the team. But I'll be okay, even without it. Pensacola is side on. Line up the shots. One volley. And boy, does that hit hard. 6,000 damage. That's a really good chunk. 7.5 second reload. It would only take me 35 seconds to kill him with hits like that. Another 6,000 out of that volley. And unfortunately, I went a little far forward. Front guns clipped the island. And I've got to be careful with my angling here. I'm not detected, but there are a couple ships over there. I want to be bow in. I was very side on there, inviting a lot of damage, and quite fortunate actually that I haven't really taken it yet. I'm trying to get my guns over. I want the kill. Shells out, and there she is.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
So the other ships over here that are spotted is that Miyoko, and my smoke is back, so I can get out. Look at all that damage I took there. That was a bit of a misplay by me. A lot of a misplay. I was relying on a teammate who did end up putting smoke out, just not as soon as I would have liked, and I wasn't about to drive all the way out there. And you can see I ended up paying it. What I personally would have done in that situation in the destroyer, slow down to just above 15 knots, maybe do about 20 knots, so that you can rapidly decrease speed so you're not overrunning your smoke, and start it nice and early. Try to draw some torpedoes to the location you don't plan to be sitting in your smoke. Either way, time for me to push out and start getting some shots. Unfortunately, nothing is spotted. I really want to stay nose in, and it's always so tempting to try to get those rear guns around. And if this wasn't such a narrow channel, I probably could do this more safely. The issue that's going to bite me here is there's only so much water for me to be in with the width of this channel and fire all 4 guns like this. And that Bayern does a really good job here of guessing exactly where I am and putting a really solid shot into me here. And here it comes. Bang! Citadel. So that's one of those things I just needed to be more aware of, thinking, you know what, it's going to be really easy to guess, for him to guess where I am in this smoke because it's such a tiny channel. You can see the destroyer behind me, so I can't back up too much. Fortunately, I'm not spotted. Pretty safe here. 39 seconds until I've got an next repair party. And I'm in a good position to dodge any incoming torps. Just check over my shoulder, just in case. The only one that would have been close ends up clipping the edge of land. So, get my guns back facing forward and keep working on this Dunkirk. I was really hoping to get some citadels here. The Dunkirk is pretty squishy from the side, and you can see I'm getting good damage, just no citadels. And it's kind of here that I decide that Dunkirk's dead. 2 of my cruisers going straight at her. Both have torpedoes. There's no need for me to keep shooting at them. Might as well start working on this Bayern while I can safely do so. See all the torps in the water? That Dunkirk is done. So I check over my shoulder again there just to see where that Benson had got to. If they were spotted close enough, I would have put shells out. And with nothing else to do, I'm gonna go charging out. You can see my smoke just dissipates there, and I'm well aware that basically when I get to that 1 minute tick, that's when the smoke is done on the recharge. So you only have to go a minute between smokes if you're running the premium consumable, and I believe I've got the flag going for quicker consumable recharge, but that's it. Keep putting shots into the Bayern, and here I do have good situational awareness, thankfully. I don't go charging out at that New Mexico. I slow up, so I'm not going to have any side shots, keeping the bow straight at the Bayern to prevent any damage. And then I start going, well, Bayern's not looking at me. Can I get some torpedoes in the water at this New Mexico? I just throw them off because they're turning, and I start going to work. 7,600 on the first hit. That's more than I was getting on that Pensacola. And that is why I love these ships. Granted, it's a tier 6. I still am confident that I could be doing that to a North Carolina if they were giving me the same profile. And I am just a chip away at this New Mexico's health. You can see they're turning off, and that one torpedo looks like it might have a chance. If they loop back, if they haven't already spotted it, it may connect. Ooh, it's looking good. They're getting close to that 8-kilometer maximum range of the stock torpedoes. Oh, here comes. Ah, it dies. And if I had the upgraded torps already, if that was the first thing I'd gotten, I would have had a torp hit there for, I think, 15,000 damage. But my guns are all I need to kill this New Mexico. I keep them active, getting 2,000 to 3,000 per volley pretty consistently. I noticed our Miyoko put those torps in the water behind him, so I was thinking maybe he's seen something I haven't. There's definitely that Benson back in the Charlie Cap. They were last spotted against that island. Either way, throw Hydro on. Just make sure he can't sneak up behind us while we're in this smoke, which is getting pretty close to dissipating. So, looking at the New Mexico, looking at the Byron, I decide it's time to move. If I can get right in that Byron's face, I know I can put some torps in the water and get the kill.
Torpedoes to port.
So I pretty much lock my guns on place in that New Mexico and just keep them firing, and that's when I notice some friendly torpedoes beside me, and that wrecks a bit of what I want to do here. I end up having to turn a little more side on towards that New Mexico. Thankfully they're not shooting AP at me. I keep connecting. I come over to put the torps in the water, eat a big shot of HE there, go to put the torp in, and it's in the water right as I get finished off, and the Byron dies, and it even misses. I don't know if it would have missed if he had been alive. You lose speed pretty quick, but that is the game for me, and I thought it went pretty well. Not a lot to complain about there. And looking at the scores and what's left, this game is over, so let's hop into the post-battle. And that right there is what I manage in the Edinburgh when I'm on my game. I typically cross the 100,000 damage mark or thereabouts, and 320,000 credits, 7,900 experience, 291 shells, only 2 kills, but I defended the one base, I got in there early, I got rid of their destroyer, I was putting big damage into some of their things, and as a result, top of the team, 2,084 base XP, and look at the damage. Now granted, I was a big ship, so 26k into that, 43k into that New Mexico, and it's a shame I didn't manage to connect those shells for the kill. I figured I had the aim point right, I was just going to keep firing as I closed that Byron, and never managed to get the torp into the Byron, dying just before or as he did. A little unfortunate there, but I played for the risk. I wanted the kill if I could get it on the pair of them, and I didn't. But still, 114,000, and heck, I even got a fire with those secondary shells I fired.
Your channel.
And overall walked away with 212,000, 7,900, and 20,000 for this commander. He has already got his 5th skill point, and he's well on to the way to building up some secondary skills from the main line I went down. And those dragon flags are just amazing if you have them. I recommend you use them to train up a new commander because it does not take long. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, consider giving me the thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. I'm almost at 350 subscribers, which is crazy considering it seems like only a week ago I was doing the 250 subscriber giveaway. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash.